All right, this song's in the key of G. I begin with using a lot of open strings. This is along the lines of Honky Tonk Women, and Keith Richards used an open G tuning on that song. I'm playing in standard tuning, so one of my goals with my rhythm parts is to emulate an open G sound while in standard tuning. So open G tuning is similar to standard tuning in that the D, G, and B strings are tuned identically. So in standard tuning, those strings are the same. The A string in open G goes down to G. So I'm going to use my G here, and I'm going to mute the A string. So when I go, that sounds like an open G chord that's just strummed without fretting anything. And I'm using the pick on the 6th string and fingers to sound the open D and the G string, pulling up on them a little bit to get more attack. And these little sliding up to the 3rd and then letting the G string ring, that's another way to emulate an open G sound. And I have a C chord. So this is F with an A bass, a little F triad, or what you call a first inversion triad. And then I go back to C. If you thought of the C as the 1 chord, then F would be the 4 chord back to the 1 chord. So that's the feeling of that sound. Then I go to A and I do the same thing I'd done on C. So A, and then D with an F sharp bass, first inversion D over A, and I do the same thing for D. And you'll see I'm using finger picking to make the notes jump out. And that time I slide up to the 3rd, but I pick the open D string. And I did a slide and a pull off on the low E string. So I'm going to lean on that technique a bunch of times to make a theme out of it. Again, all these rhythm parts, I always try to add little parts that become recognizable themes and make that rhythm part sound identifiable and distinct. Back to the C. And then on the way back to the G this last time, I'm going to pick that open G string with a high G on top and slide the G back to F. And then allow all those open strings to ring, the G and the D specifically, so that, again, I'm emulating an open G sound, sound of an open G tuning. A little walk up. Then I played a little single note. Little riff based on G major pentatonic, G, A, B, D, E. And now for the chorus part, it's a repeated root chord and then 4, the 4 over the root. So what I'm going to do there is I have just that 6th string fretted. I make sure my A string is muted. And when I bring in my middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D and my index finger on the B, that's like C with the G bass. So a G chord to C with the G bass, back to the G, and then D, like straight rock and roll, root 5th, root 6th. Do it again. And then I wrapped up with a single note lick again.